what point did you realise that you were destined, I guess, not just to be managing one building, but you were creating a prototype, I guess, for or a different model for community management?
I got to give it to my former boss and former CEO of Strata Global. He started taking me with him on different pitches. So when we pitched, look, I'm bred, fed, I breathe hospitality, right? It's all I know. It's all I've been doing since I was 18, 19 years old. So that's all I know how to speak about, at least passionately. So when he took me with him on these pitches, it was more of, all right, here's what we're doing. Here's what we can do. Here's the potential for your tower. This is how we can elevate, change, revise, improve. And that started becoming the language of Strata Global. I mean, at first, Le Rêve was the only luxury tower we had. Today, we become luxury specialists, brand specialists, whether it's a hospitality brand, not hospitality brand. I'm sure we'll dive into that in a little bit later. But that was the ticket. That was the change of Strata Global. I didn't leave hospitality. I'll just bring it with me to this company or
Yep.
to this project, essentially,
Yeah.
initially.
So, I mean, as you sort of said, you're the former CEO, your predecessor, taking you to different pitches, but I guess like there's the growth. I guess you've gone from four, Strata went from 4 to 40 plus. Like, was that growth the intentional approach, moving towards the community management, the hospitality management style, or did the market start, pulling you towards them? Like, did they start to the feedback start receiving around different towers? Did they start to pull you in?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Look, Strata Global was more of a consulting firm for OAs. That's their specialty. Okay. Um, when we started doing management, community management, and we started pitching, and people knew Le Rêve and knew the man behind it, which had been years now. We're talking 3, 4, 5 years into my tenure. Um, People start going, we want the same. We want to duplicate. We want to replicate what's going on in Le Rêve. Can we do that? Of course we can, with the right resources, the right funding, the right service charge models. You can do anything, right? Give me the money, give me the time, give me the right resources. I'll recreate it for you. And that's exactly what we started doing. We started recreating it. And then we started hiring differently. We didn't just hire OA experienced backgrounds. We started hiring hospitality experienced mindsets, right? People who had the emotional intelligence versus just the technical part. Because in community management, or as previously referred to was owners association management, but since owners association isn't a legal entity in Dubai, it's now more geared towards joint ownership of property or community management. And there's a distinct difference between OA and community management. One is more governance and financial. The other one is more, again, community driven, community centric. But by hiring the right people, you started having the approach was different. The whole mindset was different. It was about creating an experience while staying within the compliance and the governance of the laws. And back then we were still operating under Law 27 of 2007, which was kind of an interim law. It was never finalized. Many years later, in 2019, November 2019, Law 6 was introduced. And that became what we know today as Law 6 of 2019 and the one we're operating under currently. Okay, so compliance is one side, the emotional intelligence is a whole different ballgame, and combining both and staying within the frame, okay, is a tricky balance, but we seem to have a decent handle on it so far.